We're now recording. We'll start the meeting, and we'll start off with Andy.
Okay, well, thank you. Said it might be a little short today, but I brought in just the latest work that we've been doing. We had lost our original civil engineer. He's kind of cutting back some work and for health problems. So we have Canavan Construction to pick up. So I started him a couple weeks ago. Right on the day he went on vacation. So he's kind of really hitting this last week. But the idea is, like, we've had the survey done, we've had the stream located, and I just wanted to make sure that it was absolutely positively going to fit with real life survey data. So the first page is just the existing work from Colliers. The second page is kind of where we're at with the civil engineer. So the building's located about 26, 27 feet off the stream. I think you need a couple of feet it's really kind of a no disturb area from the edge of that stream. The stream got located by the surveyor, so that's exactly, or at least the edge of water. It's not really stream everywhere. And so we pushed the building back as far as we can go in there. And it's the same one that I showed before, the wood framed building with the opposing trusses. And this is kind of, and I had given you something, I think there was more parking between the television building and the new emergency services building. That's really almost kind of too steep. It's not that it couldn't be done, it'd just cost a lot of money. So Silas had kind of proposed an idea that maybe we can, relocate this drive. If you see the original drive, you can see on there, it's really wide as it comes off a mountain road, and it runs right through where we're having the kind of the tarmac in front of the apparatus bays, and it cuts through the corner of it and goes back up. It's there's two solid lines, but we've definitely relocated the road further down the hill. So does everybody kind of see that? The lines up here?
Yep.
Okay. So it works. The grades are tough because we're dropping down to a lower portion of Mountain Road. So Silas has been trying to, kind of work it out. We don't want to put the building too low because we don't want to get into blasting on the ledge if we have too much ledge up there. So I think he's got I don't know if I see it there, but he's come up with kind of what he thought would be the, well, I guess it is, it's on the C300 there. So he's got it at 41.7. So we're dropping the app bay just a little bit. I can ramp that between the admin space and the app bay, and I can make that work in the building. So that's bringing it down, and it's really just trying to make it reasonable and feasible for apparatus, so you're not sailing down a big hill to get out to Mountain Road. Same thing. The other piece was at the community TV station. Again, like I said, we had that kind of filled with parking in our schematic design. That would be problematic because that's up there really high as well. So I think he's gotten 3 spaces. There's an existing gravel drive that I think gets up to, maybe it might be a handicap access up on the top of that building. I'm not sure, maybe just to get to the satellite dish. But again, we're trying to work with what we've got, not propose more civil than needed, or more excavation than needed. The one piece, so what Silas kind of proposed here was maybe putting parking on either side of the access road up to the transfer station. Don't know if planning board would like that, but we might have other options. So you kind of see the road goes right through the parking up in there. might maybe help to slow down traffic going up and through there. But that's just kind of, one idea that he's proposed out there. And then dropping the tanks for the sprinkler down below the parking as well. So I see the way forward. This needs some work still, I know, because, through some of those issues, I think we can kind of maybe start to talk to codes or, see.
Planning and codes,
and
yeah,
seeing,
yeah.
what their thoughts are on some
Yeah.
of this. And the idea would be to try to kind of get this nailed down, in the next few weeks, I think. And then we can kind of really move forward from there. And also, Ryan can then start to have something more concrete to, base their site prices on. But everybody's, optimistic at the moment, tight, but, as I've said, this is the only spot in town that you can really do it. I keep looking all around at other spots, and there's nothing. So, we have also talked to a septic evaluator. So, he's proposing that we take, for this one, the little ambulance building, there's a septic field, I call it the little grassy knoll
Yeah.
out there, right
Mm-hmm.
below the recycling center.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the septic is right now, so he said that was good enough to either expand or to maybe just take it out and put in a better septic system. I think it's got some age on it as well. But the idea would be then to take all these, I think there's 4 buildings on it, and, use it as a combined septic. So that takes that piece out. The well, we'll have to just start to get some, information on the well that's right there by the community television building, see if we need to drill something new, what we need for water. But things are starting to come together, and it's not, maybe in the most ideal situation, and that's where he's working with the grades to make sure that, we don't have anything too steep down the mountain road. The good thing is it turns that into more of a 90-degree turn, which I like better than the Le Mans curve that goes kind of around. That will definitely slow traffic, especially with apparatus kind of right there. We looked at flipping the building over to put the apparatus further away from the intersection. That didn't really do anything for us. Silas said he was going to look at putting it on the other side of the stream. There is kind of a flat area back there.
Oh, uphill?
Yeah, but it seemed a bit hilly for me, and then you got a long access drive out that way. But I think for just for due diligence, he's going to look at that as well, or maybe he already did and abandon it. I think this is probably the location that we're going to work with. So, questions about the?
Are we able to get some more parking spaces by paving over where those 2 holding tanks are? 'Cause, I mean, what do we got?
Yeah, I think so. I think the parking is, or we could go uphill. I think we need more parking. So when we left, actually, it was the day before yesterday, we kind of sat down in my office and went through the whole thing, and then he got this done yesterday, sent it out. So it's kind of new to me seeing it, as well. But I think that's probably, for me, the kind of issue right now is the parking in the right place. Do we want to have the public kind of traveling through the parking to get up to the transfer station? Is that okay with the town? Do we make it on one side only? So I think those are things. And he would have come in today. He had a prior meeting. I'll get Silas in to talk to you guys directly too on this as we go.
And then I think Chief Mercy was alluding to this. and I think you said you could do it, is pushing those parking spaces in front of the future bay off to the side, so you don't have to redo that tarmac?
Yeah, I think that's probably a no-brainer, just kind of extend those over right now. Again, I know that there was somewhere in your ordinance a 20-foot setback. I think that's off of the Mountain Road side. I don't know whether that's off of the property line on Mountain Road, or, you know, whether there's a waiver that we can get for that. Mountain Road's, looks like what did you just say, 100-foot right-of-way. That seems kind of like a lot for that road, and I don't know that, that just more asphalt nearby I don't think that would harm anything, So yes, we will try. I think there's a 5-foot setback for paved areas in other spots in the town ordinance. So that's where we are today. We're working furiously, so we'd like to get into, hopefully, end of August, beginning of September, maybe we can get into planning board and start that process. And I think we're shooting right now for the spring start. Other thing that Christie's going to get for me is kind of contact the congressional staffers and see. I think she just said you have USDA money. I think we can. That's always the wild card, because you're supposed to know this September, October. Chances of that are maybe 50-50 at best. So, how far can we take the project forward and not violate their rules of, for getting them the other $1.5 million. And I think Curtis is digging up at my office some other, he said he found some retroactive options that you could start the project and still, receive the $1.5 million. So we're looking into that to try to get an exact schedule. And what we're gonna put in here is the $6 million piece. I think we can only, responsibly move forward with what we have. And then what are we gonna add if we go to 7.5? And that's gonna be kind of up to Ryan. And we know what their numbers are.
So planning board before DEP, or the other way around?
DEP, I believe, I gotta talk to Silas. I think, usually it's a DEP, but I think we're just talking about a permit by rule right now, so I don't think we have a stormwater. I don't think we have the 60-day, or, well, so it's now, a lot of those stormwaters are 6 months. But, I think we're, as far as I know, knock on wood, we haven't talked a whole lot, but I think this I know, talking to the DEP guy that came out, is just the 25 feet off of the stream is a permit by rule.
Yeah.
So that means you file it, and there's no, if they don't call you in 30 days, then you're good, or 60 days, or whatever they have.
What about site development? Because this is on the site with the transfer station, the recycling center. I know when we did some work previously at the recycling center, our engineer had to look at, some of those stormwater issues, and so I don't know if this is.
I don't think you're gonna trigger that site
You sure?
location
Okay,
permit,
I
but
just-
again, I gotta,
yeah.
that's something Silas, I mean, I brought him up
Yeah.
to speed on everything. He
Okay.
didn't like, well, we're gonna have a site location permit. I think it's over, don't quote me, an acre or 2 acres or something. It might even be 3 acres of impervious or something.
But when you look at what's up there on the lot already, it was
But-
very close to triggering it, so.
Yeah, I don't, and again,
Yeah.
we're out of my
Okay,
field, but
yeah.
if it's adding an acre or something like that, but I think we're okay, but that's something that we're looking at already. Because that site location, I think it's just more paperwork. I don't know if it's gonna take us longer, but these are all good questions for Silas to, if he was here, then he could answer.
Okay. I would encourage Silas to meet with our staff,
Yeah.
planner and
Yeah.
code enforcement, as soon as he can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they can answer some of these specific ordinance questions
Yeah.
in Harpswell. And then maybe he will also want to talk to our town engineer about the site development issue
Okay,
that we may have gotten close to triggering.
okay.
And I can give you that contact information.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So, and then, like I said, the other piece of it is, if you can pull up, or if you have any kind of paperwork, and I know you've got it through King and Collins, right?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I got
I
that.
don't know if they're
Your,
different.
your application has advanced
Mhm.
from both offices.
Right.
That was like 2 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in April or something, but, so it gets advanced, it goes into the budget, and then in the September, the end of the Fed's fiscal year in September, then it's either included in the budget or not. Typically, USDA stuff's pretty like mundane, it's rarely excluded from the budget. You know, these are new times, I don't know what I'd say, but typically, it would be included. The only difficulty is when they can't pass a budget, period, so. And that's what happened last year. The budget that we had projects in for September finally got passed in January. And our Senator Collins quickly wrote in made sure that all the main projects were included as part of the budget.
But even that, in that scenario, if we're not gonna break ground until spring, it's,
Yeah, it just makes it a little odd, like we're gonna have to figure out where the kind of break points are between the 6 million and the 7.5. I mean, you know, certainly like a bay here would be, you know, one piece. I can't really not have the septic in here. I mean, we gotta have a functional building in the 6 million, so that's kind of what we're working on. But this is all like, everything's predicated on more information, and we're getting there. We're getting more solid information. So I always call it herding cats. Like, you can't just push one thing forward and then push the next. You got to kind of pull all the pieces of this puzzle together to really kind of come to the final answer. So we've got a lot of the pieces really advanced now, and you know, we'll gonna keep working on that. We got a lot closer, I think, in striking distance at the, cost-wise. This will give them some more information. I sent this off to Mark today. So we're now, we want to make sure we talk to the planning, staff and, make sure that they don't have problems with this. And if they do, then we'll come up with something else, on the parking. But we can now, because we got to readjust our floor plan, because, these were offset a little bit. Now they're an L shape. So, we kind of wanted to make sure this was all going to work. So we'll start going on that as well.
so you're worried about delineating in the design phase, between the 6.1 and the,
It's scope. I mean, so what do we put in the $6 million scope? What pieces are we gonna have to take those bedrooms out in the back? I mean, to get the 6 million and then put them back in, as an add alternate, for the 7.5, and maybe this extra, the app bay that's on here. It's gotta be pieces that we kind of pull out to hit the 6 million that aren't necessary for a functional $6 million building. They've got to be pieces that you need, but that we could, function without, that would be for growth. So just in case, we just want to prepare for, like, what if nobody got it? Again, it's a wild west frontier in Washington. So I think, everything, I believe you'll be successful, but, I don't know, if I believe the stock market's gonna go up, I don't know. So, actually, I believe it's gonna go down right now, but that's just me. Okay?
Yep.
So, said it's short, but I just wanted to, we didn't make the last meeting, and I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that we're, we're moving forward, and we're working on this, and it's just a tough puzzle, on the whole thing.
So we'll meet in 2 weeks. Do you think Silas will have a chance to meet with our staff prior to that
I
meeting?
will,
Great.
yeah,
Good.
and Silas will be at the next meeting, and Ryan will be at the next meeting.
Good.
So Silas and Mark.
Any questions, Dave, Nelson, Ben? No?
Are we gonna be approving minutes, or, I mean, it's the first time I've seen the minutes for that.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Or do we just do it so we have a chance to read it, do it at the next meeting?
Did I send them electronically too? I think I sent them out electronically.
Or did you? I only saw the one for the fire and rescue.
Yeah, but let's save it for the next meeting. We'll approve them in 2 weeks. But, I don't know if have you read them?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and send these, I'll try and send today's out as well, so you can have
Yeah.
them both.
If not, we'll do them in 2 weeks. Or a month.
I apologize if I didn't send them, I thought I sent them.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to make that one, but I have it anyway. I've got some conflict on that day, most of that week.
Hope it's something fun.
Hmm?